noticed it was slick, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay attention to how I walk, so I looked down and I went, what? So I came and I went right around to Robin's desk and I go, look at your feet. She laughed and hugged me, and I'm like, I blame Molly. She should have said, she should have noticed, but she rushes me.
She didn't notice.
Yeah.
She rushes me every morning. She's like, Mom, it's 7, we need to go. And I'm like, what? So, you open your closet door as you walk in and
It's a nice
You
thing
just
about
put some
you
on the
feel
drive
around
yourself.
for shoes. And
Yeah.
well, these were the ones I meant to wear. I would never wear suede in the rain. It would be stupid. But I was reassured that Mr. Bly did it once too, so
Yeah.
I'm just, Wolfie said smart people do it, and I'm like, okay, I like that excuse, I'll take that one.
Mr. Bly's.
Although I would never put myself in the same genius category as Mr. Bly. But I can't believe this, I've never done anything so,
Do you have like a meeting today or anywhere you have to go?
no, thank
That's
goodness.
good.
Although Molly and I were gonna go to Target, but I don't want him to think like I stole them and put like the other two in my
What?
purse. I don't know. They're both from Target, that's the funny part. Yeah.
That is fun.
Well,
I love Target.
If you're worn it all.
You know
though,
what?
go.
There's so many people that are having trendy styles, maybe they think it's just,
No,
next.
This
Good
is,
try.
this is bad.
It's okay. You'll be fine. You'll live.
I just think does it mean I'm getting old and senile?
No.
I think it's just you were in a hurry.
You were just in a hurry, that's all. And it was dark, and you just looked for shoes, and you just kind of...
Okay, let's go with that. Whatever. What are you gonna do? It's not like I can. It's too cold to go barefoot. I did think about it.
True.
Do you have, like, socks or something?
Yeah, I have
Mm-mm.
super pair of socks that you could mention.
This little Felice goes barefoot.
She does. We had a meeting yesterday and she was in here barefoot, but not barefoot.
She was, like, wearing socks.
I don't even go barefoot at home. I have to have on
Yeah, my
slippers. I
feet
can't
get
stand being
cold.
barefoot.
I can't stand wearing slippers.
I don't like
Or
shoes,
socks.
but I don't like being
No,
barefoot.
I just like socks. I hate
Alright,
socks.
in the summer I live in flip flops.
My feet
I
get
don't.
really
I own like
cold.
two pairs of flip flops.
Really?
Tennis shoes.
I don't like tennis shoes. Oh, I can't stand tennis shoes.
Well,
Tennis shoes and socks, I can't stand it. And I can't stand that look, tennis shoes and jeans look.
ew. No. Do not wear those two together. It's bad.
I don't like flip flops, but I don't like my feet, so I don't wear flip flops.
Mm.
I only wear them if I'm going to the beach. That's
I
it.
live in
Even when I'm in
flip-flops.
Florida, I wear tennis shoes.
I live in
All
my
the time.
Nike,
Shoes are really good
Nike
for
flip
you.
flops.
Good for your feet.
Except for when they're not like
Yeah, they're
the
terrible
good
for your
tennis
feet.
shoes.
Okay,
like,
today's word is satiate.
I just wear the pretty ones.
I just go barefoot.
Pretty
right
ones.
where I go.
Oh, like you're
I
wearing
go barefoot
like
in the snow. I have actually gone barefoot in the snow before.
Yeah, oh, well, I guess those are white shoes.
Satiate.
Or French one. Do you have those?
Satiated, satiate. It's comes from the word satisfy. It actually means to satisfy. To satisfy excessively. Satiated after eating far too much turkey and stuffing, Liza lay on the couch watching football and suffering from stomach pains.
Is it a
Oh,
verb?
the joys of the holidays. You know, where
I
you've eaten
love
too
the
much and you
holidays,
have to wear your stretchy pants because you went back to for seconds and thirds, right? It's a verb, yes.
How was it?
I felt satiated after Thanksgiving Day. Extremely satisfied. I felt satiated when I saw my grade on my final exam.
I just said grade. And I was like,
Do what?
I thought you said grade.
Oh, no, no.
I was satiated when I saw my grade.
I was satisfied with it, yes.
Yes.
Liked it a lot. Good. I was not satiated when I saw my choice of footwear this morning. There we go. Tomorrow's word, since tomorrow's your quiz, I'll go ahead and put it up on the board. It's a French word for your French students. Legerdemain? Legerdemain.
Nope.
Don't know it? It means to be underhanded. Main,
Makes sense.
M-A-I-N is hand in French, right? And so to be sneaky and deceptive. Legerdemain. I like it. I took French in high school and college, but didn't really,
What's the definition?
to be underhanded and sneaky, because main, M-A-I-N, is hand in French.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Think of this as a ledge. Under the ledge, under the table. Sneakiness. I'll read you here we go. Deception, sleight of hand. Smuggling the French plans through customs by claiming that they were fake was a remarkable bit of legerdemain. Sneakiness, deceptiveness, underhanded.
So, is it a noun?
It's a noun.
Okay.
What's the oh, French plans. Never mind.
I don't really care for the sentence, but I don't know what a French plant is, but
I would assume that like bringing plants and fruits over like between
maybe,
different countries is
yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it looked like marijuana or something, then customs might be on alert. I don't know.
well, because I know whenever we went to Mexico, if we brought food with us in the bus and we were coming back from Mexico, but even if we brought it from the US, we still had to finish it before we got to the
Right.
border.
And you're
because-
only allowed to bring so much alcohol back to the United States from certain countries.
Mhm.
They put a limit on it and a limit on other things, I'm sure. I've never gone anywhere, so, I mean, I've been to Canada. And that was back when you didn't have to have a passport. You do now, so that was a long time ago. I have not left the country. I've been to almost all the states, but I have not left the country. I want to. I want to go to Europe. Desperately. I wanna go to Ireland, where my people are from.
I've been in the airport, but never around.
Oh, in Ireland, have you? That's awesome. I wanted to ask you, do you know a lot of the people in your brother's class at Dwenger?
Mhm.
So do you know a girl named Emily Byers?
Sounds familiar, I don't know her, but the name sounds.
You have to ask him if he knows her. She's one of Zoe's friends. They went to like elementary school together.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask him. I haven't met her before, but
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Okay, that was just on my mind. Has nothing to do with anything, but I have to ask. Okay, a quiz tomorrow. Vocab quiz, Friday already. Hamlet.
Speaking of learning,
Speaking of what? Yes. Yes. Speaking of sneaky and deceptive, underhanded. Shakespeare. Okay, we left off on 126 and 127. Yes. Let's review what we read yesterday. The clown, they're in the cemetery, right? Digging a hole in the ground for Ophelia, correct? And they're finding all these skulls, which is very odd. Which means they were just buried without being in caskets, right? They were just thrown into the ground. Yeah, so that's very unusual. That's not our custom today. What is Hamlet? What is he doing in this act so far? He's talking to, he has a conversation with the clown. What do they talk about?
Death and the people that are buried.
Yeah, talk about death and,
How long it takes to decay.
yeah, he asks how long does it take for a body to decay, and the clown gives him an answer, it depends, he says, and then the king and queen and Laertes come. It's very interesting that there's this cemetery scene, because this graveyard scene, there's a similar scene in Romeo and Juliet, where they're all gathered in the graveyard as well. Shakespeare, it's as if he had a formula, right? You take a family, you add some deceit and backstabbing and some death, and, I mean, in Romeo and Juliet, lots of people die. It's like every act, someone's gone, and it's very similar to how Hamlet is. Okay, so we're on 126?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this, let's keep the same parts as yesterday and try and finish this up here. Let's start,
I think we were at like 221, 220.
okay, where's it, okay, 220. I need someone, do we have someone reading the doctor? I didn't think we did.
No.
Let's
I
see,
was
Holly, who
other.
are you?
I was just other.
You were other, you wanna read the doctor then?
Sure.
Okay, all right, Hamlet, you wanna start on 220, which is the queen?
The queen, the courtiers, who is as they follow, and with such mated rites, with doth betoken the course they follow, did with desperate hand foredo it own life. 'Twas of some estate, couch we a while and mark.
Who's Laertes?
Who's Laertes?
Is was that Lauren?
I don't know if we had someone for.
Who are you, Lauren Dini?
I know when I can be.
Be Laertes, yeah.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranted. Her death was doubtful, and but that great command oversways the order, excuse me, she should in ground unsanctified be been lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers, shards, flints and pebbles should be thrown on her. Yet here she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem, and such rest to her, as to peace parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What, the fair Ophelia?
Who's the queen?
What?
Olivia?
I can-
Okay.
Sweets to the sweet, farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
O trouble will, fall 10 times trouble on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth awhile till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made to overtop
Mhm.
old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus.
So the queen says, I had hoped you would marry my Hamlet, right? And Laertes jumps in the grave. That's crazy. Okay, Hamlet?
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand, like wonder-wounded heroes? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul.
You guys fight.
Oh no. Thou prayest not well, I prithee take thy fingers from thy throat. For thou am not the splenitive and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear, hold off thy hand.
Do we have a king? I'll be a king. Pluck them asunder.
Hamlet, Hamlet.
Gentlemen.
Good, my lord, be quiet.
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme, until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia, for 1,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, forbear him.
Swounds,
Mm-hmm.
Swounds, show me what thou'st do. Won't weep, won't fight, won't fast, won't tear thyself, won't drink of Isol, eat a crocodile? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. And if thou pray for mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our grounds, singeing his pate against the burning zone. Make Ossa like a ward, nay, on thou wilt mouth, I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him. A nun as patient as the female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will meow, and the dog will have his sting.
I pray thee, good Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then in patience our proceeding be. So what are they fighting about?
It's like
Okay, the brother, Ophelia's brother, Ophelia's lover, are grappling is another word for fighting. And who starts it? Okay, I think it's pretty mutual, their hatred for each other. And what do they say to each other?
Hamlet admits he loves Ophelia.
But even though he told her he didn't,
Yeah,
oh my god.
he says, yeah, do you think if he had told her that, maybe she wouldn't have killed herself?
Probably.
Really given her reason to live.
I like his line. I don't think the reader has any idea that he says how much he loves her. Where is?
Like 1,000 something.
Yeah,
Yeah, where is that?
40,000
I
brothers.
loved Hamlet, 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make of my son. What wilt thou do for her?
Yes, I loved Ophelia.
You
You said Hamlet, that's all right. He does love himself too, but, 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my son. What? I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the reader gets the impression that he loves her so much that 40,000 brothers could not.
Maybe he's saying it now that
Equal
she's
that.
dead, because now she can't come back and be like, okay, take me dead.
Okay,
Or she could haunt him.
you know how that saying goes, we don't know what we've got until it's gone,
Yeah.
right? And so, he may be realizing when he lost, right? But he thought she was crazy. Right? Okay, so they scuffle. Scene 2, back at the castle. Hamlet and Horatio, do you still want to keep those parts? Okay.
So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstance.
Remember it, my lord.
Sir, in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. Methought I lay worse in the mutines in the bilboes. Rashly, I praise be rashness for it. Let us know. Our indiscretions sometimes serve us well, when our deep plots do pall, and that should learn of us. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will.
That is most certain.
Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me, in the dark groped I to find out them. Had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room again, making so bold, my fears forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio, O royal knavery, an exact command, lard with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health, and England's too, with hosts such bugs and goblins in my life, that on the supervise no leisure baited, no, not to say the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off.
Is it possible?
Here's the commission, read it at more leisure, but wilt thou hear now how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus Benetted, round with villains, or I could make a prologue to my brains. They had begun the play. I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. I once did hold it, as our statists do, and a baseness to write fair, and labored much how to forget that learning, but sir, now it did me yeoman's service. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
A good one.
The earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, as love between them like the palm might flourish, a peace should tear her wheaten garland wear, and stand come between their amenities, and many such like as a great charge, that on the view and knowing of these contents, within debatement further, more or less, he should those bearers put to sudden death, not striving time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Why, even in that was heaven's ordinance. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of the Danish seal. Folded the writ up in the form of the other, described it, gave him the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known. Now, the next day was our sea fight, and what to this was sequent, thou knowest already.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it?
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the past and fell insensate points of mighty opposites.
Why, what a king is this?
Does it not, think thee, stand me now upon? He that hath killed my king and whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, thrown of his angle from my proper life, and with such cozenage, isn't the perfect conscience. To quit him with his arm, and isn't not to be damned, to let the canker of the nature come and further evil?
It must be shortly known to him that from England, what is the issue of the business there?
It will be short. The interim's mine, and the man's life no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favours, but sure the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace, who comes here?
I need an ostrich. Olivia, can you read ostrich?
Your lordship is right. Welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my good lord.
Thy state is more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him. He hath much land and fertile. Let a beast be lord of beasts, and his crib shall stand at the king's mess. 'Tis a cough, but as I say, spacious in the possession of dirt.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it, sir.